Check this out. Just thought I'd show some of the crazy stuff that we deal with from the Moors in America website and the YouTube. These are the type of attacks that we get. The people who have a problem with the information that we're putting out. Because if you haven't seen this video yet, check it out. You see the title, Indian to Negro, Spitting Facts that explain what Waka Flocka Flame was talking about. Then if you don't know what Waka Flocka Flame was talking about, you can just go to the channel. And even on the website too, there's an article about it. And pretty much on the channel, there's a video right here. Shows the interview with Waka Flocka Flame, and then I explained further in depth about what he was saying and the information and knowledge behind it. Okay? And so, usually when people have a problem with it, right, they're coming from a really limited perspective. This video was done with very little profanity. I'm not even gonna act like that it was just perfect, because we're casual, you know, weren't trying to be super professional. We're just talking at home, comfortable, and you know, for the most part, it was just, you know, straight lace. It was just talking. I was reading from excerpt from this book by a Native American author and professor, expert on Native American history. Pretty much the guy who wrote the book on Native Americans. This guy, Jack D. Forrest, who, you know, set up these Native American studies institutes and stuff. He set up like so much stuff, so he's the expert on it, whether you like it or not. And I was just reading from his work. It was talking about how people that were that could be classified as black today, how hard it was for them in the past to keep their Native American heritage and be, you know, seen as Native Americans. They had to fight all hard. There were all these forces working to take that away from them and to force them to be considered Negro or black or African, right? And so that's all it was. There was no emotional stuff in there. That's just straight lace. That's why I said that. It was just game. We're just, you know, talking, telling the truth, facts, straight facts. And then for the most part, the comments and stuff positive. You see the likes, you know, vast majority likes. Very few people disagree. So yeah, when you see people coming at it, you know, against it, it's usually like this. I don't even know if this is a real person. You know, looks like person ain't, you know, quote unquote black. But yeah, you know, people coming with BS, straight BS, right? I ain't even gonna read this, but you can see what this is how people attack the scholarship. Just throwing out, you know, racist slurs, black negroid monkey, and then after all that, they come back and say, well, none of this was taught in school. This isn't what we were taught in school. And in college, anyone who's gone to school in college would know that that's not true. And that's why we put the work out there. Because, of course, this stuff isn't taught in schools and colleges. Even though it is, to a degree, you have books and professors that teach this stuff, but you have to read outside the, look outside the box, you know, read outside the box that you're given, you know. And since most people don't do that, when they hear something that challenges whatever they think they know, or it even makes them feel a little threatened, because they're like, well, why are these people coming to take ours? You know, take what we have or whatever. They feel threatened and start throwing out insults, and it's just crazy. Made a post about this too, about the fake outrage from the $5 Indians on the Moors in America site. Check that out, because you have people on there who are actually saying they're scared about, you know, all the quote-unquote African Americans who are starting to claim their own Native American heritage. And it went the messed up thing was a person that said that I'm trying to find it so I can show you the screenshot. The person that said that, they weren't saying like that they're mad at all the African Americans who are claiming to be Native Americans like they're fake. She was just saying she's scared that they're starting to claim their heritage. You know? Because even if you're going off of the narrative that every single black person in the Americas was brought over here through the slave trade. If there were none, they were already over here. Even if you're going off that narrative, you still have black people who have Native American heritage, because you have people who ran away, from slavery and joined tribes. I mean, there's so many different reasons why black people have Native American heritage. And so there's no problem when you have people who look like, this guy look like the president. People who are straight up, European claiming it, and there's no like pushback. But then you have pushback when people who are copper skin tone, people who actually look like the descriptions of the ancient Native Americans, when they start claiming it, then people start getting scared and worried. So yeah, this person was saying that, yeah, it worries the hell out of me. Okay? And I was just, you should go to the website and read this and share this with your friends and family, because I mean, this is happening all over the place. People are pissed off. They're like, they people know this stuff already. Even if they don't know the facts and truth, they're not doing the research, they know it's true, because you can see stone heads, stone statues that have obvious features like us, like the modern day African American, right? And the descriptions that the Europeans said when they met the Native Americans, they look like us for the most part. And even some of the Native Americans who have that status today, just living on reservations and stuff, even some of their old stories describe them, looking like us. So, there's a lot of people out there who know this, even though they act like they don't. They're pretending to be dumb, and they don't want you claiming it, because you have far more claim to it than they ever would. And so there's fear over that. And then a lot of the stuff that we do, it doesn't make it to the mainstream. Like, if somebody else was doing this, somebody maybe from Europe or something, a European group of people were going through this type of thing in their community, it would be getting coverage on like 2020. You'll turn on Dateline, you'll see a special about it. You'll see how there's an awakening. People are starting to realize that they didn't come from there, that they're actually from here. And it'll be getting it will be getting coverage. You'll have a bunch of professors and people, they'll have all these experts speaking on it and talking about why the people are saying this, why they're taking back their rights, why there's a resurgence of this, all these things, even all these black people who are claiming to be Hebrews, Hebrew Israelites, Moors, all the stuff that's going on. It will be getting coverage. People will be talking about it. But when we do it, it's underground. It's, it's real. It's just grassroots. It's grassroots for real. There's no media hype and machine behind it. There's nothing promoting it, like, making it get out there like okay, everybody's doing that. I hope I don't sound like I'm flip-flopping, but a lot of people are doing drugs like excuse me, pills. Doing stuff like Adderall and all this stupid mess, right? And it's growing, and it's like there's money behind that, because you got like all the rappers now just happen to be talking about pills. And it's like, just being real, like, that never was really big in the hood. Doing pills, you have some people that abuse pills, but most people did weed. Even doing coke, you got a lot of people that do coke, but even coke, like the average dude that just smoke weed, you tell him to do coke, you like hardcore to him. And like, yeah, there's a lot of people did a lot of drugs. They did the syrup. That's the thing that a lot of people abuse, but that was mostly in Texas, and it started to spread because of the music. But like, I'm just back to the point, the whole pills thing. They use the music, they put money behind it, they gonna pay, and put these people on the air, that are doing what they want them to do, making little catchy beats. That damn song by Future, Percocet, yeah, it has a freaking hypnotic beat, and then it's not even hidden. The beat is a little Arabic beat, that you hear the drum. I'm not the drum, the snake charmer. The snake charmer beat. It's got the little snake charmer flute in there, so it's hypnotic, and it's just Percocet. And then there's this whole obituates epidemic is just going crazy. Like that's the freaking soundtrack to the opioids epidemic. Percocet. So there's a soundtrack to it, and there's a media marketing machine behind it to make sure that everybody's on them Percocets. Okay? But like when we're like raising up and more people are like, man, my grandmother, I don't think she was lying when she was saying she was Native American, or when she said she was part Native American or was Native American, she wasn't necessarily talking about somebody who looked like this. You know? She was talking about her black self being native to the Americas. You know? Because a lot of people think that, and that's why a lot of people are mad. They're like, Waka Flocka Flames claiming to be something else. And check the site out, and you'll get a better understanding on where that's coming from. But basically, yeah, I was just sharing this because this is a grassroots type of thing. It's real. It's from the people. Nobody's trying to rise up and overthrow the country or nothing like that. It's not. It's all done in peace and harmony, and people are just looking for their own heritage and starting to look outside the box and starting to look at their own stories of what their own ancestors told them. And when I say ancestors, I mean like people that you know, like your own parents, your own grandparents. And anyone that has a problem with that can kick rocks. I mean, it's the internet, so you got a bunch of people that ain't shit. It's going to be saying how they don't like it. You know, but they don't.
Ass, scared ass, crack ass,
hating ass, hoe ass, bitch ass, punk ass niggas just talking shit. It's like, nigga, I don't give a fuck if you like this shit, if you understand, if you care. I don't give a fuck. These people, this stuff that I had on my site, these are screenshots from people that I don't know, that I have no connection to, who are like sharing my website and talking shit about it. Yes, and paying attention to it. And that's why I had to get turned into a video. The video is also on the YouTube channel.
Making them feel some type of way.
Yeah, people are just going on, sharing it with their friends so they can all comment and go in on it without somebody like me with intelligence that knows what they're talking about to like counteract it. You know, because I'm not trying to teach them. I'm not trying to explain this to them.
When the fear kicks in, that's when the shit talking starts. That's when the racial slurs starts. That's when the hatred starts. Because they scared. They scared running.
So this information is really for us. You know, I don't really care if anybody else is feeling it or understands, because it wasn't for them. It's for us. And like, we don't have to really... You don't have to like explain yourself to everyone, and everyone don't have to understand. You just have to understand it. You have to move with it. And so yeah, like the haters and the people coming out the woodworks to express how they don't like it, they don't matter at all. They're coming out because it's like for you to wake up and realize this is one of the last steps. This is one of the biggest things to this whole America. This whole conundrum, this whole situation that we're in. This is one of the biggest things because like there's this huge lie that was told. There's some people, okay, you have, if the numbers are telling you that 40 million, 50, 60 million people were brought over here from Africa as slaves on a slave ship at the bottom of a boat, chained together in horrible conditions that are inhuman, that no one could survive. And this is what you're being told all these people came over here under. With no one could ever survive this stuff, you know? And these are the conditions that you're told our people were brought here from. It's a lie, you know? And if you believe that, you know, if you romanticize with that, like, whoa, we're strong, we survived that, you know, you're buying into a lie, because like the actual amount of people that were brought over here as POWs, you know, and they couldn't have been in those type of conditions. I mean, I'm not saying that they were happy and just chilling on the boats, you know, doing good, but they couldn't have been like in even the conditions that we were told, you know, because then you would have had too many people dying. Just not only would the slaves have died, but the people that were on the boats, you know, who weren't in the slave quarters would have died too, because the sickness would have spread. If you're on a boat for 3 months and there's these big, huge waves in the Atlantic Ocean, you know, and all this crazy stuff going on, you can't have a bunch of sick people at the bottom. Yeah, the
People
cruise
be on
ships.
cruise ships
Uh-huh.
for 3 days, and the whole fucking ship
Yeah,
is
we
sick.
just saw that just some report about some ships, people, food sickening or something, and there's a bunch of people on the cruise ship who were sick, and it just kept spreading. And it's a big deal, and they have all this technology and everything. So the slave ship narrative, there's something wrong with that. I'm not saying people weren't brought over, and hey, okay, maybe you have people who got here and were put in dungeons and in messed up conditions. But for the most part, the biggest part of the slave trade wasn't going and getting people from thousands and thousands of miles away and bringing them over here. It was getting the people who were already over here and then sending them somewhere else. Sending them from where did that Solomon Northup dude live? Dude in 12 Years a Slave, because that was based off of a dude's biography. He lived in he lived in New York. He gets captured and sent down to Louisiana. And he knew who he was. He was a free colored man. But if you look at this video, which is what pisses a lot of people off, and because I'm using the words of and the research from this guy, Jack D. Forbes, who's a Native American and who was the expert and is the expert on Native American history. He says it shows several instances where people that are classified as Indian are 2 years later classified as a Negro, and then maybe later on in their life they classified as a free colored person. And so you had all these free colored people that they don't tell you about where they came from. We're told that the first American hero, the first American to die in the War of Independence, for Britain was Crispus Attucks, and he was a free colored man. Okay? And so that makes no sense. You just told all these little half truths and half things in history. But if you do your own research, you find that Crispus Attucks was a Wampanoag Indian. Okay? And you can look this stuff up. You don't have to take my word for it. But they tell you that he was a free colored. They didn't tell you what that meant. How the hell did he get to be a free colored person before 1776? The damn Revolutionary War hadn't even started yet. There was no United States of America.
What the fuck is a free colored?
Exactly. There was no United States of America. There was no huge slave trade going on up here as of yet. They were still setting up the colonies and trying to, get this thing jumping off. How did they already have this free colored if they were all brought through the slave trade? And of course, they'll bring someone, they'll try somebody blackout like that dude, Henry Louis Gates, who does all the DNA and all the background checking on everyone's family. They'll bring him out and he'll be like, well, Crispus Attucks' mother was a slave from the Congo, and he just makes some shit up, And I'm not saying that I'm just saying, for example, they get somebody like that say, well, yeah, we think that his mother was an escaped slave and that he was born in a free state. They'll make some shit up, but they don't tell you where this stuff comes from. If you look on your own, even using the watered down history books and stuff that you have, you'll find all these instances of free coloreds all over the place. Just like in the movie 12 Years a Slave, where the guy is a free colored, the one who winds up getting captured. He's in the store. There's another black man in the store who's a slave. And they're looking at each other, and he feels some kind of way about that. He don't want to see somebody look like him being enslaved. But the thing was that he was free and the other dude wasn't. And they of course it's a movie. They don't even go into why him and his family were free, where they came from, because if they really went into that and go into that deep, they're gonna have to open up a can of worms, and that movie wouldn't even have gotten made, because it'll be like, hell no, we ain't making this shit. You'll make a damn movie about some black dude being from this country and being indigenous to this country and then getting enslaved and getting shipped off, and then they be like, no, because then people are going to be looking at this and they're going to see children getting taken away from their mom and sent off to some other place, and now too many niggas are going to start to put two and two together. And I'm telling you, there's people, I'm not going to say the government or the Illuminati or some shit, but people know what we're doing. I mean, you see, there's people talking about they're worried, they're scared, and these are just regular peons. These people aren't anything. These people aren't powerful. They're just regular motherfuckers. They don't know shit, but they're scared. They don't want us to know this. Why? You know? So I'm telling you, this gets no coverage just because you don't see what I'm talking about on Dateline yet. Okay? Doesn't mean that this isn't a big deal. There's people who know this, and they don't want the cat coming out the bag. They don't want the can of worms getting opened up, because a whole lot of this bullshit is going to start crumbling down.
But all this information that's out and all these visuals that we see on movies and TV shows, just like peep this on the show Luke Cage. Luke Cage, you know what I'm saying? The big Crispus Attic scene, you know what I'm saying? That right there opened up a Stargate inside of the woke ones, you know, those that are conscious. That's why, like, the people who's on this Moor stuff, you know what I'm saying? This whole Moors in America, that whole article that you just talked about with Crispus Attucks, it's like he was a Native American. You know what I'm saying? And that whole scene was powerful on Luke Cage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? When he was across the street from that Crispus Attucks and he was talking to that teenager who had the gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All this was hand in hand. It don't even, like, a lot of people can't make the connections, but when I see stuff like that, like, it's all pieced together, you know what I'm saying, on other dimensional levels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all that stuff it's stargates. They're open and they're closing constantly. You know what I'm saying? It's like what the bleep do we know? That whole science is real and it's coming to life in front of us because we know about it. And so, like, if you pay attention to all this stuff that's happening, you see the connections between the galaxies, between all this this underground stuff. It's all gonna come out into the open. That's why more and more people get mad if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna open your eyes. And when these crackers get mad, they talk a whole lot of shit, and all that do is like fuel the people who's really on it to do more research, to uncover more stuff, to put the truth out, because, like, that's what it's all about right now.
Okay, so yeah, it's time for the lies and the bullshit to come down, and, like, I mean, anyone that can think outside the box knows that this stuff is real and that we're not making this up, right? And I mean, it's beyond obvious by now. So anyone who's not on this is way behind the times, right? And I'm just sharing this because, you know, I mean, like, I'm not bothered by the hate. The hate, you know, the bullshit lets me know that I'm on the right track, because, you know, little peons, they get mad. They can't handle this, you know. Weakness can't handle the truth, because, you know, it'll falter, it'll fall. And for all of you who's thinking about this or looking into this, yeah, look deeper, research, do it for real, because, I mean, this is infallible, you know. And it's obvious, and it's there's so much stuff on the website. There's a wealth of information on there. There's a whole bunch of stuff showing, like, you know, not ancient, but older descriptions, stuff that's like 300 years old, you know, that make the obvious connection that are people with wavy, you know, real tight curls, nappy hair, dark skin people are the Native Americans. And if you know this stuff and you see the stuff like the other video that's on the website where pretty much just showing a Supreme Court case where a tribe of people, the Montauk Indians, were declared extinct, okay? And only based off of their race or their skin color, okay? So it was another instance of just obvious racism and bias against people who, you know, are today classified as black, being Native American. It's a big deal. And so, like, this video especially, you guys need to watch this and share it. This needs to go viral, because this is like the nail in the coffin, the paper genocide. This stuff is huge. And when you uncover this and share this, it makes sense, and it opens up eyes, and the weak fall. They can't handle that, you know, because this just crushes everything that's out there. You can't come at this with the real logical, intelligent counter. There's no counter because you can't you can't take away something that's true, that's obvious, and it's got paper trails backing it up. It's got physical, hard, concrete evidence backing it up. So yeah, this is really just why I wanted to share this. I saw this ignorant comment, and I just thought it was funny. And stuff like this happens. People say ignorant stuff all the time, but I just wanted to share that with y'all. And remind you guys to share this, to subscribe to the website, tell everybody you know to subscribe, bookmark the website, subscribe to the YouTube. If you're not with us on Facebook, you need to join us on Facebook. Share this stuff because this is a huge deal. We're the biggest deal out. We're the biggest thing moving. We're the biggest thing popping. And so you got to get the word out, and that's it. That's really all I wanted to share. So peace to everybody out there.